I just want to boo, yo. I'm tired of being single with no one to talk to. Anything.
I don't want a woman, I need a woman. And I'm just going to keep it real. I don't plan on being single the rest of my life. Certain things I just can't live without.
Like what?
I need that companionship. And I need a different variety of meals. I've been eating the same 3-4 meals all year in rotation. It's the ambiance that they bring around you.
Okay, cooking, cleaning.
When I'm sick now, I just really be down and out. I miss
nurse. Okay.
I'm acting like a baby. And I need somebody to be there for me when I need them the most.
Counselor.
Appreciation.
I get it.
I miss being appreciated for what I can bring to the table.
If only the list of what he was offering was as long as the list of what he needs, he'd be fine. This man doesn't need a woman. He needs a maid, a therapist, and a good cookbook. He's tired of the same 3 meals in rotation. Oh, okay. So instead of you actually getting a cookbook or watching some cooking shows or taking a cooking class to try to figure out how you can do that, you have to bring somebody else in so she could do that for you. You like the ambiance that a woman brings. You mean a clean house? Why don't you hire yourself a maid so you can take care of that? You want somebody to just sit and listen to you while you talk through different things when you're feeling down? Then book a therapist. Some of these men want you to pick up where their mommies left off. You want a woman for her utility like a lot of the other guys out there. You're no different. You don't need a woman. You need the free labor of a woman. You want her to come in there ready to work for you. And for what? What are you offering in exchange for all of this unpaid labor you're asking for?
At some point, living alone in your 30s as a single guy starts to become very concerning. Like, I went to my friend's place. He's single. He lives alone. And I walk in at first. I'm like, wow, this is so nice. He's got nice furniture. It's designed well. He even has some nice alcohol that he offers me. But then I go to the fridge and I open it and it's empty. It's completely empty except for one White Claw and just dog food. Like he's the saddest death row inmate ever, and that's his last meal.
When the women started saying that we need men to change, some of the men decided they were going to go younger. They're 40 years old, talking about the youngest they'll go is 18. They started going overseas, started grabbing their passports, passport bros. Some of these men will do anything but change. But the funny thing about it is, women all over, of all races, ages, nationalities, they all are changing and they're evolving. The women overseas were like, don't come over here with that. Because if you come over here, we want you to take care of us too. The younger women, which makes me so proud because I have 3 daughters. The younger women are also saying, you're not coming over here and taking advantage of me. The only reason why I would want somebody of your age as a 20-year-old and you're 45 is because you're going to have some kind of financial stability. You can't use women the way that you want to. You're going to have to change. You call older women or women who've been through some things bitter. When we try to warn the younger women, it's because we see the red flags. We've been where they are. They don't have to burn their hand on the hot stove when we can warn them that stove is hot. If that man is treating you like this as a boyfriend, he's going to do the same thing as a husband. If that man thinks he's babysitting his own child as a boyfriend, he's only going to get worse when you get married to him. If that man is trying to control how you dress or where you go or who you can be friends with, that man is going to be controlling. If that man weaponizes his incompetence as a boyfriend, he's only going to get worse when you get married to him, and you are going to get tired of feeling like you have to do everything. We see the red flags, we see the warning signs, and we're warning these women. That's why y'all want us to be quiet. You're quick to call somebody bitter, quick to say, and that's why you're single. So a woman who has standards, that's why she's single? Listen to yourself. Like, you don't hear yourself? She's single because she has standards? Good for her. Like, people say that the same thing to me. They say, oh, that's why I'm single. I've been married for 19 years. I don't even have a dog in this fight. But I'm not going to sit by and allow young women to make the same mistakes when they can be warned, when we can show them the red flags. Telling a woman, and that's why you're single, is not the diss you think it is.
I get tired of waking up every day to no woman to cuddle with. It hurts. I shouldn't let it affect me, but it does. Walked into the CY bar earlier to buy a beer. And there were definitely a couple of chicks sitting at the bar. They recognized me, and this one chick started staring at me, playing with her hair, you know. I walked by her, and she was just like, I heard this chick, she was like, I totally watch your videos. And I'm like, yeah.
Dear Mr. Gray, I've been single for 3 years now, and I'm starting to lose hope. At first, I thought this was my healing season, time to focus on me, rediscover what I want, and move with intentions. But now, I'm starting to feel like I'm stuck in a loop. Every time I even think about trying again, my friends hit me with that. Bro, just enjoy while you can. Relationships suck anyway. But if I'm going to be honest, I don't want to stay here forever. I want real love, real partnership, something solid. Mr. Gray, am I tripping? Or can being single for too long really start messing with your mindset? All right, my guy, I got you from here. Fellas, ladies, come on, we can all talk. Do you think being single for too long could potentially be a problem? I hear people saying, I'm single by choice, I'm single by choice. Like there's going to be a point where being by yourself starts to do more harm than good. Because I'm not going to lie, independence is beautiful. But isolation, that's a whole different beast. You ever been single for so long that you started to get annoyed when someone texts you back so fast? Or when somebody want to come over and hang out, damn, again? Yeah, you might cross over into that too single territory. Let's be real. Being single too long can start doing these type of things. It makes you overly reluctant to get into a relationship to the point that you start rejecting everyone. It makes your vulnerability feel a little uncomfortable. What's going on here? And the worst of all, you stop practicing connecting with people. You just totally avoid it. I'm not interested. On to the next. See, relationships and friendships, love, all that good stuff, it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. And when someone comes around with good intentions, you might unintentionally push them away, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go ahead and jump into a relationship, my guy, just to avoid the loneliness. But if your solitudes turn into emotional walls that you can't climb over, that's not peace. That's protection. And sometimes protection starts to feel like a prison. So ask yourself, are you protecting your peace or are you afraid of being hurt? Drop a comment in the comment section below. I'm Mr. Gray from the Real Man Group Podcast. If you like this content, you want to ask Mr. Gray a question, drop a comment in the comment section below. And as always, to the next one. Peace.
Young men have not been this sexless in generations. People are not dating as much anymore. People are not loving. People are especially self-selecting away from partnerships with men. And men are choosing to stay solo dolo because they think dating is too hard and expectations have risen too much. So this is absolutely true. If you are a teenage boy who ever uses the word huz or females, she not gonna choose you, bro, pandering, you're cooked. And I need you to uncook yourself. I need you to marinate. Put gas off the stove. Understand that you will not find fulfilling relationships based on the current paradigms that you have, the current jokes you're making about girls and women. We need more emotionally intelligent, emotionally skilled, sophisticated men and boys. And we're all on this journey together. I'm here to help. A lot of other people here doing this work, trying to unlearn some of the things that were drilled into our minds about manhood, about masculinity. But if you do not adapt, right? Shmandrew Schmate, he's not going to save you. Trump's not going to save you. Not Jordan Peterson, not going to save you. Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, whoever. The Liver King. No one trying to force this return to traditional gender ideals rhetoric down your throat, who's making those memes, making those jokes. They're trying to make money off of you. They're not interested in you actually leading a successful life, getting married, being happy, having a family, having a community. They don't want that. It's actually better for them. The lonelier you stay, the longer, the angrier. That's better. So, yeah. If you like a byproduct of doing men's work, doing emotional healing, self-development, growth, a byproduct is that you are a more desirable partner, friend, and community member, even an employee, because you build up on your communication skills, conflict resolution, all that. So it's a byproduct, but I'm never, ever going to be like a do men's work and listen to me if you want to get laid, because that is not the goal. It should not be. Hey guys.
Men are tired of being single, which is funny. In case you don't know, there's currently a male loneliness pandemic going on right now because men are feeling alone, they're feeling lonely, which is funny because if relationship is the reason why men are lonely, then women should be just as lonely as men, but women are not lonely because women maintain relationships with other women. They maintain meaningful relationships with women, while these men are very lonely because they have very superficial relationships. They maintain very surface level relationships with their fellow men. So they put all the emotional needs and the emotional labor on the women in their lives to carry these roles for them. And currently, these men are online complaining about being single, which I actually find very funny. But when you really think of it, are these men complaining because they are lonely and they miss the companionship of women? Or are these men complaining about being single because they can't find women who are willing to be used by them in these relationships? Let's
Watching
get
all
right
of the
into
men
it.
that have been hoes their whole lives, like never wanted to settle down, was always ripping and running, partying. Now we're all like almost 30, right? And watching them scramble to find a wife. And y'all, they'll pick anyone and everyone. Literally, whoever lands in front of their face, they're like, yeah, I'll take you. You'll be my wife.
This is the Sex and the City taxi cab theory all over again, where a man drives around with his taxi cab light on, and the first person that hops in is a woman that he marries. When a man gets to a certain age, maybe the parents have been pressuring him, where's my grandbaby? And he's like, you know what? I need to find somebody. You'll do. And one of the comments said, and I quote, the reason why they aren't picky is because some of them are not going to stop dating once they're married. Some of them just want to have kids when they're young, in their 20s and their 30s. But they know they can have kids into their 70s and their 80s. So they're perfectly fine with you being at the first wives club. And then they're at their 50 or 60-year-old age saying, you know, I'm going to get me a wife in the 30s and we're going to have a brand new set of kids. But of course, they'll never tell you that. They'll make you think that it's you and them forever. But some of them never stop looking. They just need to go ahead and get this party started. I've seen some women talk about dates that they've gone on where the man talks about how he wants to be married and have kids in the next few months. And on the first date, he's acting as if he wants to marry her and have kids with her. And she's like, slow down. They don't want to slow down. They want to know that you're desperate too, so you guys can get together and scratch this thing off of your list together. But he's not really in it with you for the long haul. That's why they brag about how they don't love their wives and they're at Costco and they're at work and they're at church. They can't wait to sit around with a bunch of men and say, I can't stand my wife. It's because they never loved her. They needed somebody to check a box.
Be honest with me, what is the real reason why you're single right now?
Heck if I know. I haven't the faintest clue. I've tried everything in my book. Or something I don't know. But no girls have ever actually liked me like that back. And they never tell me why. Ladies, all my crush girls out there. And if you know a reason why I'm single, put it in the comments. Like, I have to know. I mean, yeah, I can be doing too much, and I don't really take no for an answer, and I don't exactly give up that easily, and I be going crazy, and I'm sensitive at times, and oh snap, I think I might be there's a pattern here, but I don't know. Well, what do y'all think?
Men tend to thrive more in relationships and in marriages, while women tend to thrive more when they're single. Let's talk about that because there are a lot of facts to this that are actually backed up by numerous studies that have been done on women's single life versus a man's single life. Studies show that single men tend to be more socially isolated and lonelier than married men. Now, of course, this is a generality. I'm not speaking for every single man, but for the majority of men, this is how it is. And this is one of the leading causes and factors for why there is a male loneliness epidemic. One of the biggest differences between men and women when they're both single is women tend to have several outlets where they can pour out their emotional load onto and who they can connect with on an emotional and a mental level, whereas men, we don't think the same way in those regards, especially on a romantic level. We think that the only person who we're supposed to be emotional to and pour out our emotional load onto is a woman or a partner. Women don't think the same, and this is why there is a male loneliness epidemic, because men think that we're supposed to hold every single one of our emotions in and we can't let it out to anyone. This is undeniably one of the reasons for why women tend to thrive more when they're single, because they have a community, a support system of other women and other friends who they can be emotionally connected to. We, unfortunately, don't do that. Single women are more likely to have deep friendships and platonic friendships with other people, and this makes them less dependent on romantic validation. Another reason for why women tend to thrive more when they're single than men do is because of the pressures that come with being in a relationship. There's added cultural and social expectations for a woman when she's in a relationship, like the domestic labor, for example, being one of the main ones. Cooking, cleaning, doing all that stuff. So when a woman is single and decides to live a life without a man, she can cook whenever she wants. If she doesn't want to cook, she doesn't have to. There's a lot less pressure coming from being single than being in a relationship. Very simply put, a woman could wake up one morning and decide, today I'm not going to cook. I don't feel like making any breakfast, so cereal it is. And this is essentially what I mean by when I say that a lot of women who are single tend to have a lot less pressure than women who are in marriages and in relationships. When you take all these things into consideration, it shouldn't be a surprise that men thrive more in relationships while women thrive more when they're single. And this tells me that in a romantic sense, generally speaking, men need women more than women need men.
Being single is all fun and games until you have to live on takeaways every single day. This is my trash from the past 5 days. This is a chicken that I got, I think, 3 days back, and I think it's spoiled, so I'm gonna throw it away.
Some men aren't looking for wives, they're looking for a wife appliance. Instead of this man saying, I need to figure out a meal delivery service that I could use, or maybe I should learn how to cook, this man says, I've been ordering a whole bunch of takeout. I need a wife. That's not what you need a wife for. I just talked about it the other day, how some of these men, their dating profiles sound like help wanted ads. Some of them want you to do all this and split bills with them. I genuinely believe that some men wouldn't get married at all if they didn't think that it came with free domestic labor, if it didn't come with a free dishwasher, a free maid, a free schmex worker. It should be a red flag when a man talks about needing a wife and he's not talking about somebody with good character, morals, or beliefs. Just, I need help around here. Some of them are more than ready to pop the question when they're tired of cooking their own meals, washing their own clothes, doing their own laundry. After years of men trying to tell women, what's in it for me? Why should I get married? The women are saying, actually, what's in it for us? Ask that man what he's looking for in a wife. And if he starts naming off a whole bunch of chores, know that he's looking for a wife appliance, not a wife.
When I tell you for the first time in my life, I am sick of being single. I don't want to go to bed alone anymore. I want to be laid up with a chick every single night. And I mean the same chick every single night. Getting used to each other's smells. So comfortable that we can just fall asleep melted into each other. You can't tell me that the human body doesn't recharge better at night laying next to someone you love. And you know what? I'm ready for that.
So being recently single, I've realized quickly that I need some help with a few things.
Help with what?
I need help with my laundry and clean my room. I need somebody who can help me not spend my money, and just somebody to give me some attention. I need takers.
I posted a video recently of this 27-year-old man who said he longed for the days of the 1800s and 1900s where women loved to cook and loved to clean and they dreamed of taking care of kids. I saw a comment that somebody put on one of my videos and it said, men are looking for a maid, a mattress, and a mule. And that's one of the truest statements I've ever heard, because this man is asking for the same thing. Are you looking for love or a mommy? If you want your place to be clean, hire a maid, or better yet, clean it yourself. If you're looking for somebody to help you with your finances, hire a financial advisor. These are the same men that like to ask women, what do you bring to the table? You know exactly what we bring to the table. Those are the things that you're looking for. But you want us to tap dance and to audition for you and act like what we're doing is not enough, but you crave what we bring. You got to hear what he's saying and how he's saying it. Now that he's recently single, he realizes that he needs help with laundry and someone to clean his room. I wonder if that's what he kept her around for. If a man starts talking about how he wants to be in a relationship, but it sounds more like a help wanted ad, run.